fundraising, I guess, is the main area where we get questions raised. So are people sending marketing in the correct way? So that's one of the main areas, and just making sure that charities are doing the right thing with people's personal data generally.
What I'm going to specifically talk about today, though, is the privacy and electronic communications regulations, and also touch a bit on how they dovetail with GDPR and how GDPR has changed those. But why does it matter? Why does the privacy and electronic communications, PECO we call it, why does it matter? Why should you be worried about the marketing you send by electronic means? What's the problem? Well, because one of the reasons anyway is this is how many complaints we received in 2017-18 about electronic marketing. But when I talk about electronic marketing, I mean telephone calls, texts, live telephone calls, that's where there's an actual person, automated telephone calls where it's a recorded message, emails, texts, and I know quite a lot of charities use these means for marketing. It's quite a cheap and easy means to send marketing about your organisation and to try and do fundraising. But this is just a sample of these, is how many complaints.
Well, I think everybody manages other people's information in these charities, and we've all been conscious of the Data Protection Act. But with GDPR, we know that we've got additional responsibilities, and we've got different processes by which we need to follow in order to both protect people's information, also have permission to use that information properly, and be very careful about who we share it with and whether or not we've actually got the permission to share it.
We interpret marketing quite broadly. So we don't just use it to describe commercial marketing, like your bank sending you stuff trying to get you to take out a new type of account, or someone trying to sell something. We interpret it very widely, and we've had a number of cases that have supported this view, that it's also about furthering aims and ideals, and that's where the charity sector comes in, and also political parties actually as well. And we also think that fundraising messages and things can be marketing as well.
In terms of charity leadership, there's a whole area of trust required. We deal with vulnerable people in many cases, and all the organisations require funds to actually provide the service that they offer. In attracting funders, they've got to do that in an ethical, fair and true manner.
You shouldn't send electronic mail to an individual without prior consent. And if you do, you need to put details on there of who you are, and a way for them to, well, it doesn't have to be an unsubscribe button, but a way of them to contact you and say, I don't want to hear from you again. So individuals has a right to object to processing of their personal data, which effectively allows them to ask the organisation to stop processing their personal data for marketing purposes or in general. And so what you shouldn't do is delete their information off completely, because obviously if you buy in a new mailing list, for example, you might not know that they've objected, so you need to keep a suppression list, as it's called.